Hey guys, so it's time for another creepy scary video, and for tonight's creepy video I'm going to be talking about nightmares and why we have them or what they can mean. And whenever I was doing my research for this video, I didn't find like one distinctive answer on why we might have nightmares. I just had like different things come up of why we could have them or what could be the reason for it, but nobody really knows for sure. So this video is going to be all about nightmares, and the reason why I wanted to make a video on this is because I feel like not very many people talk about the subject. Not very many people have made videos on it, and I have been having a lot of nightmares recently that I wanted to share with you guys. So yeah, and I apologize that it is daytime right now as I'm filming this. I know usually I film my videos during the night or when it gets completely dark outside, but I couldn't wait any longer. It hasn't got dark outside yet, and it's getting ready to, but like I said, I just couldn't wait. So nightmares can affect nearly anyone. Adults, kids, sometimes even pets can experience nightmares. Most of the time, the dreams include demons, monsters, unnatural situations, or even animals. Nightmares can cause like a partial wake up or a complete wake up all of a sudden. Like whenever you get to that very extreme point of fear in your dream, like say you're falling down an elevator shaft or something, I'm just using that as an example, you would wake up like right before you hit the bottom of the elevator. Usually nightmares begin to start around the age of 3 years old. I experienced nightmares when I was a little kid all the time. It usually happens when your fear of the dark is at its full peak, like whenever it's first starting to begin. Nightmares often occur during REM, which is rapid eye movement while you're sleeping. That happens to be when our brains are the most active. The longest periods of REM sleeping usually occur in the morning. There can be many causes to a nightmare. For example, stress, a mental illness, something that's going on in your life, like a life-changing event. Or it could maybe even be just something that you ate before bedtime. It could also be triggered by a scary movie or a TV show that you may have watched before you went to bed, and that has happened to me before quite a few times. Sometimes nightmares can just come for no reason at all. There are some times when, I'm thinking of something or I have it on my mind all day long, and then I go to bed and I actually dream about it. So sometimes that could also be the reason why we have nightmares, or the reason why we have certain dreams in general, is that we kind of have our mind on it, we're thinking of it at the time. Then other times, nightmares could just be a vision, a premonition of some sort, of something that is to come. A premonition is kind of like a fair warning, a vision that comes to you of something that is going to happen before it does. They can come in many different shapes and forms. Some people call it, a gut feeling or an intuition, which everyone has the ability to have, but not everyone wants to use it sometimes, if you know what I mean. Most of the time, a premonition is associated with anxiety or just a really uneasy feeling of an impending disaster, such as plane crashes or murders or just stuff like that, like really bad things that are about to happen. Not all premonitions are bad though. Some can actually be soft and innocent. I've actually heard that whenever you have a dream that you're falling, your soul is actually leaving your body at that point. Like whenever you feel like you're falling in a dream and you wake up and you jerk all of a sudden. I've heard that that's actually your soul, your spirit leaving your body while you're sleeping. And whenever you jerk, that's your soul re-entering your body. Which is kind of similar to lucid dreaming or like an outer body experience, which I'm going to try to make like a whole separate video on at some point. But it's very similar to that. I've almost kind of wondered sometimes, like, what would happen if you didn't re-enter your body in time? Like, would you just be in a coma? Would you never wake up again? Like, would you be dead? Like, what would actually happen to you if you did not reach your body, if your soul did not reach your body again? So that was all I had on nightmares. That was all I could find really on the research of nightmares. nothing, like I said, nothing really said that like some of the dreams that you could have could be paranormal. Like I feel like if you are in like a haunted place, for example, like say you live in a haunted house and you have different paranormal stuff that happens to you on a daily basis, I feel like some of your dreams can be paranormal. It could be, like I said, a premonition, something trying to warn you of something that is about to happen. But I couldn't really find much else on nightmares. But I really wanted to make this video because it just kind of intrigues me. It's very interesting to me because we don't really know where they come from. We don't really know what causes them half the time. Lately I have been having some major nightmares, and I don't know what is the cause of it. I don't know if it's something that I'm eating. I don't know if it's my sleeping medication. I'm not 100% sure on what it is exactly, but I have been having nightmares so frequently lately. Like nearly every morning before I wake up, I have a nightmare. And it's not every single morning, but it's like every other morning. You know, they just happen more often than what they used to. And they're terrifying nightmares too. And so I thought that I would share some of those experiences with you guys in this video. The first nightmare that I had, actually, I was in this building and I wasn't really there, but I was there, if that makes any sense. Like it was like my spirit was there, but my body was not there. They didn't know that I was there. And I was with this girl in this elevator, and the cable on the elevator snapped, and the elevator started falling downwards into the shaft, and the girl was freaking out, and I could feel the feeling, like I was feeling it too. I was having the feeling of falling, and you know, I kept saying to myself, God, please don't let this happen to me, please don't let this happen to me. Or it was the girl saying that, but I don't know, I felt like I was saying it, if that makes any sense. Like it wasn't me, it was a different person, but I was in there with them. And when the elevator reached the bottom of the shaft, the impact of the fall on my legs, like my legs bent in the dream, and I could feel it. The girl somehow survived the elevator fall. I don't know how that's possible, but she did. And she was being carried out on a stretcher, and like I seen her face, and her eyes were like black as coal. Like they were so dark from where she was so scared of what had just happened. She was in such shock that her eyes were just blank and dark. And then I woke up. Then I fell asleep not too long after that, and I had another dream. And this was like one of the most terrifying dreams that I've ever had. For those of you who do not know, I am completely afraid of death. I feel like almost nearly everyone on this planet is afraid of death. I know that I'm not the only one, but especially whenever it comes to like myself or like my loved ones, the ones that I love and care about the most, like my friends and my family, the people who are most important to me, that's when it becomes more scarier. A nightmare directly after this, that my friend, I'm not going to mention her name, but she knows who she is if she's watching this, she had a heart attack and she was rushed to the hospital. We were there, we went to the hospital with her and everything, and she didn't make it. Like she literally died while we were there at the hospital, and she is so young. She's only like a year older than me, and I'm only 22, so she's only 23, and she passed away at the hospital. And I woke up and I felt like crying. Like it felt so real. It did not feel like a dream. It felt like I was actually there and that it was actually happening. And as far as I'm aware, there's nothing that's like unhealthy about her. Like I feel like she's a very healthy human being, and she doesn't really have anything that is like any kind of illness. So I don't think that it was like a vision because I had it directly after I had the elevator dream. But it was really scary to me, and I hate whenever I dream about death. I ended up waking up and then sending her a snap directly after. I'm like, oh my god, I just had the worst terrifying dream about you, and you died in my dream. And she's like, what was it? And I told her, and she was freaking out too. Like I didn't mean to scare her, but I just had to make sure she was okay. Like, do you ever have those dreams about like your loved ones and like they died or they passed away or something, and like you wake up and you realize it's all just a bad nightmare, and you want to immediately run to that person and hug them and tell them how much they mean to you? That's exactly what I wanted to do with her right after having this dream. So those two dreams happened all in one day. and they happened, I think last Tuesday is when they happened. And it happened right up in the morning, like right before I was getting ready to wake up. Like, it never happens like whenever I first go to bed or like in the middle of the night. It always happens right before I'm getting ready to wake up and get started for my day. So most of my nightmares occur really early of the mornings. And then this dream that I had happened a while back. I actually can't remember the actual day that I had this nightmare on, but I know that it wasn't that long ago, but it was a while back, if that makes any sense. So in this dream, me and my parents were flipping through the channels on our television. We came to this one channel that had nothing on it. Like, it was just dark, pitch blackness. Like, there was literally nothing on the screen but black. And in this darkness, I could see like two eyes staring at me. How I could tell that they were eyes were they were shiny. Like eyeballs are, they were shining because they were looking at me and the light was reflecting off of them. And that was all I could see, was those black, like the entire eye was black and shiny. And it felt like whatever this was, whatever these eyes were that were staring back at me, that it was right in front of me, like right in front of my face. It was really, really close to me, and like it was getting closer and closer on the screen. If that makes any sense, it probably doesn't. But I immediately woke up and I was in a panic, like you get whenever you first wake up out of a nightmare. I was in a panic and like I was very shaky and I didn't want to go back to sleep. I was very anxious. I've had a lot of experiences where, I've seen my room. I could see my room even though my eyes were closed. I could still see around my room. I know that sounds weird and it doesn't really make sense, but it's kind of like the whole third eye thing. And I've been meaning to make a video on that, but I haven't yet. But I will eventually. I kind of feel like it was something to do with the third eye thing, because it didn't feel like a dream. It felt very real. It felt like it was right in front of me. When I woke up, no, I didn't see anything in my room, but like I feel like I was actually seeing this thing, or like it was actually there in front of me, but like I was dreaming that it was on the TV because it was a dream, and dreams never make sense. My dreams never make sense. So I just figured that I was seeing on the TV, but like it was really there. I've been told, like multiple times that I'm spiritually gifted, and I don't want it to make it sound like I'm psychic and I can talk to dead people or whatever. I do have like a very strong intuition half the time, which I feel like anybody can have if they try hard enough. Like I feel like I have a very, very strong intuition, and I can see certain spirits, and like I've mentioned in several of my videos, I see these two spirits all the time. I see this like dark black mass with like these smiling razor sharp teeth, and that's all I see in this mass. I've seen this mask, which I feel like in many different forms. Like I've seen horns before. I've seen that thing smiling next to my bed with the pitch dark eyes. Like it had eyes just like the eyes that I witnessed and seen in this dream. I've also seen that spirit who's always standing in white, and I've always kind of seen it as like the good and the bad, like a demon that's trying to take my soul and an angel that's also trying to take my soul. Like they're trying to lead me whichever way, and they're both fighting for my soul. They're both fighting for me, pretty much is what I kind of feel like. But I kind of felt like I was seeing that dark entity that I always see in my dream, in my nightmare, and that it was actually there, but I was just dreaming that it was on the TV because, like I said, my dreams never make sense. Right before I woke up, right before my alarm went off, I had a dream that my friends from the DRK, which are a makeup group that does like makeup for our haunt, like special effects makeup for our haunts. Some of my friends from there were taking pictures. They do a photo shoot with me at one point, and they do photo shoots with different people of like different paranormal things. I don't know exactly if he edited them in there because they're also into creepy, morbid things, or if it actually happened, but he took a series of a lot of pictures of the same area in this really creepy setting. Like it was a really creepy mansion or haunted house, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And he was sitting there snapping pictures, I believe, of me. And standing beside me in each of these pictures was a spirit. And the spirit was standing all in black. Like, its skin and everything was black. And it was in a long, like, Victorian style dress, and like it came up to their neck, and then their head was like nowhere to be found. Like, they didn't have a head. It was just their neck and then like the rest of their body. And in like each of these pictures, that thing was standing right beside me. In each of the pictures. And I don't remember if he edited them in there, because he does edit like creepy photos and stuff like that, or if it was actually happening, if it was a real spirit. It woke me up and it was kind of scary. It wasn't as scary as the other dreams, but it was terrifying. Like a ghost with no head and its skin's like black as could be. Like, that's terrifying. So yeah, I don't know if these dreams really have like any meanings to them. They could just be nightmares because of something that I ate. You know, I also have been dealing with some kind of like depression and anxiety. Like, lately it's been really riled up. So it could just be like stress from that, and like I have a lot of stuff going on at the times of the dreams. I don't know for sure. I don't even know if it was like something that was trying to make itself known to me. I mean, I kind of doubt it because they all kind of happened and like so close together. I kind of don't feel like they had any meanings to them whatsoever. I feel like they were just nightmares. It was still really scary and worth a mention in a video, I thought. So yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think that these dreams were put there to warn me of anything, or do you think that they were just nightmares? Do you think that something that I'm doing is kind of causing me to have them? And have you had any terrifying nightmares recently? And if so, what were they? What happened in these nightmares? Please leave a comment and let me know. I would love to hear about it. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big old thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and become a morbid maniac. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!